Hey guys, it's Rhonda with Nellie, and I'm going to answer your questions right now. I have a list, but I also want to talk about Beforever. Thanks for the questions. They're really good questions. The first one, I believe, is from Blake, and it's, what do you think about AG's increased emphasis in favor of the modern dolls? What do I think? I think it's the sign of the times. My mother was reading a little blurb on the AG page that some of the girls were saying Kirsten, who's my favorite, was boring. Her stories were boring because she came over in a covered wagon, no air conditioning, no CDs, no cell phone, worked on a farm or homestead. So they couldn't really relate, I think. I know when I was growing up, Little House on the Prairie was on TV, and I could relate to Kirsten through that television show. And then I also told the funny story about how there was a girl in my class in elementary school who had the loop braids, and they were from Sweden. And so I was instantly drawn to Kirsten. But I think the modern girl line and the Girl of the Year are popular because they're modern and they come with all the modern accoutrements, like have modern activities. In Kirsten's time it was farming, and we don't do that anymore. So when I was growing up, there was a little bit different values in the culture, and nowadays, 25 years later, the culture, the values have changed. There's what we deemed important in the past is not so much important anymore, and there's a lack of, I think, authentic history being taught. Think about it. You have to actually go and seek out history anymore. You're not going to just find it on the television. You're not going to just find it in everyday conversation. It's usually entertainment, sports. It's more like pastimes that you're gonna talk about, or what you did on the weekend. It's not, you have to go seek it out nowadays. Okay, how much space, rooms, or square footage do your dolls, doll homes, and video production space take in your house and your home? All of it! 100%! No, I have a doll room, and then I have another room that is a Snickerdoodle Street room / office. But you'll find doll stuff all over my house. Bathroom, kitchen, dining room, laundry room, everywhere. There's doll stuff everywhere. My husband, bless his heart, he knows the dolls' names. He knows, he can identify their items. He'll walk down the hall and say, "Oops, excuse me, Julie." He knows these dolls, and they're everywhere. So when you take your dolls or your dolls on trips in public, what kind of comments or conversations occur with strangers? Interesting ones. You see a 45-year-old woman, sometimes with her husband, sometimes not, with one of these dolls. People will look at you and they don't ask me anything. I have to generally say something to break the ice. Might have been Molly and Emily, and I had them both carried like this, and my arms were down, and this man was walking towards me. And when I swung one of the dolls over to get my keys out, he goes, "Oh man, I thought those were your kids." And I'm thinking, first of all, a child this size would not have all this hair. Because my daughter was 19 inches when she was born, so this is about the size of Raquel when she was born, but she did not have this much hair. So they do, and then some of the girls will look and they'll ask me, "Is that an American Girl doll?" And I'll say yes, and then they'll come over and we'll chat a little bit. But it's interesting. But they're all friendly, and they're understanding once they know what's happening. Okay, are there ever times when you wish you had not begun your collecting? Yes, like once a week. Because it is so time consuming. The blogs, the videos, the buying, the decorating, the putting rooms together. You guys know this. This is your life. It's and sometimes you just wish, why did I get into this? But if it wasn't AG, it would be something else, right? So yes and no. Let's see. If yes, what other interests would you pursue? For a while, I had a princess party business, and I would go to children's homes, or we would host community events at the library, or, for instance, Snow White was at the apple orchard. Hi, Bosley. And we just different events. It depended on which princess was attending. And so, like I said, Snow White was at the apple orchard. Cinderella was at the father-daughter dance. We did Scooby-Doo, Velma and Scooby. It was Ariel's Under the Sea event at the library. So I was active in my community with children to begin with, and that was something that I really enjoyed, but I kind of got burnt out. And then, of course, there's the whole age issue. When you get to a certain age, you can't really pull off being a princess any longer. So it was fun while it lasted. Let's see. How long ago did you start collecting American Girl dolls? At the end of 2012. And I waited until my daughter was grown to start this collecting because I knew it was expensive. Okay, and this one says, hi, how and when did you start collecting the AG dolls, and when did you start making the dolls videos? Well, like I said, I started in the mid-2012. Kirsten was my first doll. I had been looking at Kirsten in the catalog since my daughter was probably 3 or 4. I had hoped that she would get interested in these dolls, but she never did. I waited until she graduated from high school, or was about to graduate, and then I said, you know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and get Kirsten now, because when she was little, Kirsten was $89. That was a lot back then, so at 110, of course Kirsten was retired, but at 110, it's still an expensive hobby. I wanted to make sure that she had graduated and got everything she needed first. Let's see, what do you think about the Girl of the Year 2015? Good question. Is it true that the Girl of the Year 2015 will be a redhead? Okay, no, she's not a redhead. First of all, the Girl of the Year, whose code name is Coco, we have no information about yet at all. But the best friends are Ella, who is played by Notlin Taylor, and everyone thinks she's the Girl of the Year and that number 58 would be great for her. She's not the Girl of the Year, she's the best friend. And then there is Maddie, who is the redhead, and she's a BF. And then there's also a Sylvie, who we haven't seen any pictures of yet, but Sylvie is I think a French girl. So depending on the storyline, if our Coco, whatever her code name is, goes to France, then she probably meets Sylvie. So, Girl of the Year, we do not know. It's rumored she's a brunette. I have no clue. So, what do I think of her? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I'll let you know later. Okay, what would you want Girl of the Year 2015 to ideally look like? I don't know. I have not really given it that much thought because I'm typically a historical doll collector. I would hope that she would be unique. Marie Grace face mold would be awesome. I'm not really sure ideally what she would be like. Gosh, just anything other than blonde or redhead. So, we'll see. If you had to sell one AG doll, who would it be and why? Oh, this pains me. I don't know. I don't know. Gosh, who would I sell? I feel terrible even thinking about it. Okay, I hate to say it, but it would have to be one of the best friends. And I know that AG is doing away with the best friends, but I would keep the girls and find, I don't know how I would pick one, but it would be the best friend to get rid of. I don't want to even think about it. And what is your favorite thing about AG dolls and minis? My favorite thing about AG dolls is the idea that Pleasant Rowland had in founding this company. It was a different time, like I mentioned earlier, with different values, but I love the historical aspect. I love the differences in the dolls because of their time era, their accessories, their overall look. I think it's a very unique and charming concept. And the minis are just fun, and you can take them everywhere. Put them in your purse, your backpack, your pocket. You can go anywhere with these mini dolls and like take random photos with your cell phone, or just go up to strangers and like, you know, stick Mini Molly there and take a picture and have her photo bomb something. It is awesome. They're cute, they're cool, they're compact, and they have their own unique charm because they're little. And so when they're little, it's like big girl, 18-inch doll in fun size. It's just, you can do all kinds of little cool things with them that you can't with the larger dolls. Minis are cool. And how did you find out about American Girl doll? I got a catalog in the mail when my daughter was like 3. And that was like 1998. So, I mean, it'd been a while since American Girl had been out, but I was a teenager when all this was launched, so I was not even interested in that. I was wanting my car and wanting to go hang out with my friends. So when my daughter was 3, I got a catalog, and I think Kirsten was on the cover, and I was just like, oh my goodness, who is this, and what is this? This is so cool, and all the furniture, and yeah, it was great. It was different, unlike anything I'd seen before. Let's see, what is your favorite item of Julie's collection that you don't have yet? Oh my gosh. Okay, are you ready? The VW. I want that VW. If you read my blog, you know I'm obsessed with the VW. And then after that would be her recording set, the record player with the records, and then her skates. Those are the things that I want so badly. The VW is so expensive though.